Welcome to the Trash Mouth Fantasy Football Week 14 final regular season edition. We have a co-GM along with the Bengal Bombers with the most points for the week. The 1999 champ Match Gmen on the line.
Pleasure to be with you, David.
All right, G-Man, let's get right into it. You ended the season on a winning note, big victory against the Psychos, ending your season at 7-6-1. You came up a little bit short of making the playoffs. What are your thoughts of, unfortunately, not making the playoffs? What did you think of your season? Your team you drafted in season management. Give us a barometer of what you're feeling about your team after you had a monster season last season, reaching the Super Bowl, came up a little bit short, and this season was kind of up and down. So give us your thoughts.
I'll give myself a B plus in season management. First of all, thank you. I mean, I did have an unfortunate injury with Mike Evans going down for most of the season, and he was a key. He played a key role in what I wanted in my plans for this year. So that was a major blow toward what I would needed to do. Everything else fell into play. My running backs did very well. My quarterbacks started off slow, but then they kicked it in the mid-season. I'll be honest with you, I think I had a very good season. It's just that I had some missteps in the middle of the season with injuries in terms of with Mike Evans and things like that, and trying to replace that. So was trying to do that, and other things. I did the best I could with that. So that was my weak spot, but I think I made up for it in other areas to overcome that in my 4 or 5 game unbeaten streak. I forget which one it was. But yeah, unfortunately, I came up very short. Some people like Chet should send a thank you note to the Dallas Cowboys coach for not going for it on a couple of occasions on week 10. If those were what he should have done was kick the field goal, we're not talking about this. We're talking about a playoff spot where I would probably be one of the favorites out of a wild card spot to do. I did break Duvall's streak, and that was a highlight of that. Duvall thinks that he's going to win it all, which he might, but I think he'll be a one and done. That's my prediction right now. Right at this point, yes, he is the favorite, but you know what? I think he might come up short.
All right, G-Man, that's a very good, accurate barometer of your team. It was a frustrating season with a lot of highs and lows. You finished 7-6-1. What are your thoughts about the 4 teams in the playoffs right now? Grudge match, Bombers, King Reaper, Psychos. I know it's early, but what team do you feel is going to win it all?
Well, let's go through the teams here. On Tuesday, I think the Psychos, he's got some problems at quarterback. That's no doubt. That's a glaring need. That's a glaring need. And he's probably going to struggle with that because he's got Mahomes. Mahomes is more of a runner. He's coming off of a running team. He's not the same Mahomes of 50 with 58 touchdown passes. And to be honest with you, I think he played up to what his baseball card or his card was. He's a good number 2 quarterback, not a good number 1 at this point. He's either lacking. I don't know what the issue is there in Kansas City. I think he might be struggling with his number 2 quarterback. Let's see what he does about making a roster move to replace Daniel Jones. But that's something I think that might be an issue. Especially with points going into this round, he might have to have a really, really, really hot week to do that. So I think that matchup is one to look at as a win for. Am I right? What are the matchups now? Is it?
It's Grudge Match versus the Psychos and King Reaper versus the Bentley Bombers.
Ooh, okay. And then the matchup with Psycho with the Bentley Bombers. I'll give him this. He might not. He might get to the Super Bowl because the fact is that he is. He's got a 10-point advantage or a 9.5 advantage. I can't see with the way the Philadelphia Eagles are playing. They are playing the Las Vegas Raiders at home, but even still, you don't know what Philadelphia Eagles team you're getting. If they play like they have been, they're not. He might not be. Points might be hard to come by. So that's a wait and see on that one. He might have a hot one. They might come out and be really hot and get. He might get like 25 to 30, 36 points. Or
All right. So what are you thinking? Just to move on here. What do you think? Who do you think will be in the Super Bowl?
To be honest with you, if I was a betting man right now, I would put Duvall in. Just due to the fact that we don't know what we're getting with the Grim Reapers team with the Eagles, and I would be putting yourself in.
Okay. All right. So, Gmen.
And out of that, I would have to take a look at the matchups, mano against that. I would. But let's not look that way. If you want to call me next week, I'll tell you what my feeling is because it's you know how it is. It's a matchup league, especially at this time of year with injuries. You don't know. Let's not put the cart before the horse here.
Okay. So G-Men, like we said, you came up a little bit short. You lost on a tiebreaker, or really lost on a division record.
No, I lost, and I'll say it again. I lost because of the Dallas Cowboys coach with his dumb decision making. We all know it.
But G-Man, you got to admit though, that was one game, but it still doesn't erase. It doesn't erase. It doesn't erase that you did lose other division games. You did come up short, and you did not have a winning record in the division. Do you focus on one game as the reason why you didn't make the playoffs, or was it a accumulation of some tough losses in season management? There was a couple of weeks where you had Stafford on your bench. It's debatable. It's debatable what happened, but
we all do have that. But I'm looking at one game, one decision by a coach that I had no control over. So, we're talking a different situation if the guy kicks a field goal.
True.
I win.
Okay, so now moving on. So, this is part of the show of the parting shots, week 14, 2025 season. What's your parting shots as you end the regular season, still with that elusive second title? Escaping you again this season. It's been a long time since you've won. What does G-Man have to do next season to get in a position to win a championship. What have you learned from this season, other than the Dallas referee game? What did you learn from this season that can help you next season and the years moving forward that can get you back on track to win a championship? You've been in 4 Super Bowls in the last 7 or 8 years. You've been to the playoffs. You've knocked off number 1 seeds. What can you do better other than looking at other people? What can you do for yourself to make you a better GM to win a championship, excluding bad calls, bad luck? Because there's a lot of things you can control for your future to win a championship.
Well, I think my drafting was spot on. Just pick proven players on proven teams with proven coaches. That's what I look for. To be honest with you, I look at everything. I don't think I just ran into some bad luck, some injuries, and that's really it. I don't think there's anything much I need to tinker with. Maybe just look at some people for maybe just a tweak here and there, but nothing major. And I think my formula is good, and I'm going to stick to it. And then I just got to keep an eye on. I keep an eye on who I'm going to keep. That's it. And then, because the thing is I'm not going to give you a secret. I'm not going to give away the cupboard or anything. But it's very. You just got to look at proven players with proven coaches on proven teams. That's it.
Okay.
It's not rocket science.
Okay. No, you're right, G-Man. You're right. You've been a proven GM the last several years. You've fielded some really great teams. You just come up short in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl. But as we all know, in life and anything, you just keep plugging away. You come back the next season, and sooner or later, things will go your way. So that's how you have to look at it. All right, G-Man. Thank you for joining us. You've been on the podcast once or twice this season, and we look forward to having you next season. And happy holidays to you and your family and everybody.
Right, and Dave, I wish you sincerely good luck in the playoffs, because you know what? If I was in the East Division, this would all be a different situation. I'd be looking at a playoff spot, and you know what? I wish good luck even to the Grim Reapers. All right, I will. You know what? I will. Once he's done, I will have a ticker tape parade at his home, just to make sure he's out, and all that good stuff. Because you know what? I've had bad luck, but you know what? I've lived in the playoffs. I've taken residency in the playoffs. I've taken residency of Duvall. I've taken his soul. And you know what? He says what he wants. Yeah, he can say what he wants right now. But 10-1, I beat your streak, buddy. You're done. Your streak is done. That's it. No more. All right? You know what? You're going to live to 1 more week. 1 or 2 more weeks. That's it. And you'll be on the couch probably saying the same thing. You know, I've lived in the playoffs, buddy. So when you get to 4 Super Bowls in 7 years, that's it.
All right, G-Man. That's right. That's what's part of the parting shots and having the most points for the week. You get to vent about anything you want. So thank you again for this podcast.
Let's see somebody get the 3 in a row, Super Bowls 3 in a row. How about that streak?
That is an impressive streak, but the critics will say you didn't win.
I know, but at least I've won.
You have. There's no disputing that. You have the regular season wins. You have the playoff.
So
the
you know
berths.
what? My record speaks for itself. So whatever Duvall has to say right now, he's never going to get the 3 Super Bowls in a row. All right? The last time he probably finished 3 cellar dwellers in a row.
Oh.
You know?
All right.
Yeah.
All right, G-Man. This is great. You've, I love it. You're venting your frustrations and your.
and I'm just going to say it right now. All three GMs or four GMs that won in the playoffs, they don't want to see me. They're glad I'm out.
No, you did have a very good team. You finished fourth in total points, I believe. You did have a good team, and we're a little bit over time on this podcast. It's might be a record for the most minutes, but you know what? You deserve it. You've earned the right. You're a founding father.
Yeah. People say what they want to say. Oh, I don't win. You know what? I'm a very good GM, and you know what? The fact is, nobody wanted to see me in this thing. So that's it.
All right, Gmen. Once again, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to having you next season for our 35th season in Trash Mouth Fantasy Football. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. No problem. Thank you.